Hey everybody, Ian here. Tonight I'm going to be talking about a movie I really like. It's Legally Blonde. It's just a very fun, festive, funny movie, and I adore Reese Witherspoon. And yeah, two thumbs up. But I have a specific task at hand today, though. I'm going to be talking about the possible symbolism behind the color orange. I am a writer, in case you guys don't remember that. But so this is kind of one of those writery videos, I guess. But my main thought is that the color orange in the movie Legally Blonde could represent growth under confinement. And I'll give examples of what I mean by that in the minutes to come. But anyway, my only three ideas when I first came up with it at the time were that there's a line in it, one of my favorite lines, where Elle, Reese Witherspoon, she says that whoever said orange is the new pink was seriously disturbed. And then I remembered that when she's in school, she buys an orange MacBook. That's kind of like when she gets serious about school, and that prisoners wear orange. And she's going to law school, and she's doing like an internship defending a lady who's in prison. But basically, what I'm gonna do is just talk about a bunch of times I saw orange in the movie and just kind of give my fractured take on it. I was gonna include images of scenes and stuff that I'm talking about, but I realized within seconds of the movie starting that Netflix actually would not let me screenshot stuff. It just came up as like a black screen. And so basically, you guys get nothing. You'll just have to imagine the vast array of orange hues in the movie. Although I feel like anyone watching this video has probably seen the movie a whole bunch of times, much like myself, and could probably imagine the scenes I'm talking about, as well as just the general plot of the movie. So I'm not gonna like outline that before I go into, the orange. I'm just gonna dive right into all the orange. And to be clear, before I start, one of the last things, I really don't think that there was anything intentionally done in terms of symbolizing the color orange. I think they just had some orange in some scenes. And they have lots of colors in lots of scenes. But so really, in other words, what I'm going to do is just a whole lot of reaching in the interest of grasping at a very small number of straws. But so, anyway, let's get started. Let's start reaching and grasping. And in case this wasn't clear, please be prepared for spoilers. But so here are just all the sightings of the color orange in the movie. Brace yourselves. But so the movie starts. It's not on Elle. It's not on Reese Witherspoon. It's her friends delivering a note to her, and there are like steadily increasing amounts of orange on this friend's bike ride over. And then there turns out there's an orange flower on Elle's door, and then it turns out actually orange is one of the school colors that they go to. And the first instance of orange in Elle's room, which we only get a quick glimpse of, is on her college binder. And so my thought is maybe she's confined in her old life. But then the next scene is her getting ready for something. I'm not sure if they even have said yet what it is, but she's at this store, at the clothing store, and there's this really rude lady who works at the store who has on an orange scarf. And she tries to confine Elle to this label of being a dumb blonde. But Elle knows her stuff. And there's actually only one other orange thing in the entire store. It's just kind of on a rack behind them. Then otherwise, other than the scarf and the thing on the rack, the only other orange thing is that one of her friends has orange polka dots on her shirt. And so my thought is, limited orange, there's limited growth. There's only so much that Elle, Reese Witherspoon, can grow over here in LA in her old life. But so later she's out at dinner with her total dick of a boyfriend. Oh my gosh. And there's orange flowers right behind this guy, but they're only visible when he's in the shot. This, again, confined by her old life. But there are orange tablecloths at the restaurant where her dick of a boyfriend dumps her. And then there's an orange car right outside her house when her dick of a boyfriend who just dumped her drops her off post dumpage. And then there's lots and lots and lots of orange in Elle's room post breakup. This is the first time we get like a wide shot of her room, and there's orange pillows, orange blankets, potato chips bags, everything. And so, yeah, I really think this is her being confined by her old life. And then when she goes and she decides to get her nails done to, just kind of feel better about herself, And there's lots of orange in the nail salon she goes to. And this is like her final moments of Los Angeles confinement. This is when she decides that she's going to be a law student. Although she's still somewhat confined in it because the reason she's doing it is that she wants to go win back that dick of a boyfriend who just dumped her. He did it because he doesn't think she's like serious enough. But so she goes and talks to a lady at a college admissions office, and she's wearing orange pants. Elle is, Reese Witherspoon. And this is her first time wearing orange. And so, okay, growth. But she tells her that she wants to go to Harvard, and the admissions lady is like, I don't know if that's, the right choice. But gives her all the stuff she needs to do, including studying for the LSAT, which I don't actually know what LSAT stands for. I've always assumed it means lawyer SAT. But so she's up studying late in the library for the lawyer SATs, and her dog, her little Chihuahua Bruiser, is lying on an orange blanket. And all this is happening while her frat and like sorority friends are partying outside. And so she's being confined to this life of studying while all her friends party. And then her admissions like essay is actually like a video. And I was watching really closely in the video, and there's no orange anywhere. It's all like pink stuff. But the playback in the admissions office gives the entire video, like top to bottom, an orange hue. And so even though it's all pink in real life, it's all orange on the video, on the TV they're watching. And so she's growing as a person while being confined, literally on the screen, and being confined figuratively to this blonde bimbo image. They don't really want to admit her because she's just a sorority queen, but she has high enough scores and everything, and an impressive resume. So they let her in. But then so she goes to Harvard, and there are orange trees all over Harvard. And actually, when she's saying that line that I mentioned earlier, that whoever said orange is the new pink was seriously disturbed, you can actually see that she has an orange bra strap. And my note underneath that is like, OMG, OMG, confinement, OMG. And like my thought is like, you literally wear a bra to confine your growth as a woman. And so, yeah, the orange confined growth bra. The dots are connecting people. I feel like that It's Always Sunny meme. But anyway, as she kind of goes through Harvard, there's orange flyers everywhere. And, again, more growth as a person. And her law professor, in her first class, who ends up being like a total hard ass and giving her a terrible first day, she actually has orange hair. And then the person behind Elle in class has an orange necklace on. And so, maybe the necklace is confining her neck. Like I mentioned earlier, there is lots and lots of reaching in this video. My shoulder's actually starting to hurt from all the reaching. But so after this horrible first day she has, she goes and gets her nails done again. She is still the Malibu Barbie image, obviously. But when she goes to this new nail salon, this is the one where Jennifer Coolidge works, there's an orange couch in the background. And so my thought is that, okay, you can either sit and cry and, confine yourself, or you can get your nails done and then go out in the world and grow. Next up, the next kind of major thing is that she wants to go to a college party with some of her, classmates who don't really like her, and she is tricked by Selma Blair, actually, who tells her that this is a costume party, even though it's not. And so Elle shows up in this like slutty pink bunny outfit and is totally humiliated. But she's wearing this all pink outfit when she finally totally officially gives up on that dick of a boyfriend of hers, Warren, who is actually dating Selma Blair now, the one who tricked her and embarrassed her at the party. But so the very next scene, this is when she goes and buys that orange laptop at the computer store, the whatever, the student campus store. I can't even think of the word now. But so she's still in the pink bunny outfit, but she's buying this orange computer, and so growth. She's growing into a serious student. And then next up is Elle and her dog are actually both wearing orange when they go with Jennifer Coolidge to get back her dog, Jennifer Coolidge's dog, from her ex-husband. I'm taking the dog, dumbass. But they go to this trailer park where Jennifer Coolidge's ex-husband is, and I noticed that there are no colors anywhere in the junkyard where this trailer is at all. Everything is muted, everything is gray. The most colorful anything is like beige or tan. And so my thought is that there is no growth or passion anywhere in this trailer park. It is just a dead end for life. Um, and so I'm not, again, like I said, I'm not giving the whole plot of the movie. I'm just talking about parts where I see orange. But so after she hands her resume to her professor, she wants to get this legal internship. After handing her pink resume to her professor, she's wearing an orange sweater in the very next scene. And this is a Christmas scene. It's halfway through the year and it's halfway through the movie, and she's wearing this fuzzy orange sweater. And so even though she's growing, she's still being, comfortable in the warm fuzzy. And also Jennifer Coolidge is wearing an orange necklace. Again, growth somewhere, reaching, grasping at straws, etc., etc. But so she gets that internship, and on the because it's a movie, obviously. This is a movie about an LA sorority sister getting into Harvard after getting like a perfect score on her lawyer SATs. But so on, she wears an orange scarf on the first day of her internship, and she actually gives Selma Blair, whose name is Vivian, I just remembered because it says in my notes, she gives Vivian a compliment, even though this girl has been very rude to her and is dating her former love interest. And so I'm thinking, confined growth. They're just confined in this small space together. They all have to do this internship together. Vivian also has the internship. But she's growing. She's being nice to this girl that she used to be competing with until very recently. And she has this new job, but she has really long hours. She's confined to the long hours, and she's moved on from this former boyfriend of hers, but she still sees him all the time. She's being confined, even though she's growing. And then next we see the person that they're defending is her name is Brooke Wyndham, and she's in her orange prison uniform. That's one of the final of the three notes that I remembered. Orange is the new pink, and then the orange MacBook, and then prisoners wearing orange. But so Elle says at one point, like, "Oh, you look so orange." But so a little bit later on, they're doing one of the more famous scenes in the movie. It's the bend and snap, and she's actually wearing Elle, Reese Witherspoon. She's wearing an orange tank top during the bend and snap scene, and so she's imparting her wisdom. It's very silly. It's very campy, whatever you want to call it. Very fabulously
Gay friendly. Um,
I don't know how many straight guys like this movie, and I don't know how many of them like hate it, but it's definitely like a girly slash gay movie. Um, but so even though she's this quote unquote dumb blonde, she's legally blonde. She has wisdom to impart. This bend and snap scene on how to attract a guy, and actually Jennifer Coolidge, while she's learning this, she actually has a tiger on her shirt, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is her unleashing this orange beast within her. Bend and snap your way through it. And the first other lady in the store to stand up and do the bend and snap, she's wearing all purple except she has orange on her shoes. And so the growth in her life is literally just like moving her forward into catching, a man, learning how to catch one. Um, but then, so later on, Brooke, this is when they're kind of visiting the prison again. Brooke, the prisoner, tells Reese Witherspoon her secret as to why she. I won't go into what's happening, but her secret, her alibi that she can't tell because it'll ruin her reputation. And Elle is using an orange highlighter when she promises not to tell Brooke's secret, even though the lawyers defending her, really need this to be able to make their case. She promises Brooke as a friend, "I won't violate your trust." And they go and visit Brooke's mom later, and she's under an orange sun lamp while she's wrapped up in like a spa. And so she's definitely confined by the color orange, but there's not much growth because she's not really trying very hard. She's not too concerned with her daughter being in jail. Um, And also maybe it's growth for Elle's new relationship with one of the guys leading the internship, like the assistant professor, the TA, I guess. And plus, there are orange walls and lamps all over the spa. And so, like I said, it's not much growth happening for the lady, but maybe for the relationship between Reese Witherspoon and the TA. And plus, while they're driving home from the spa, the TA, Luke Wilson, that's the actor's name. I can't remember the character because I don't really care. But he tells her to channel her blonde power, use this for good. But what I noticed kind of at one point is that her Elle's lipstick has kind of an orange hue for a lot of this movie. So, do with that what you will. But then on her way in from the car, like literally right after the TA tells her to use her powers for good, she actually sticks up for this dorky guy who's being bullied by a girl who has orange hair, and she uses her blonde powers to help him in ways that I won't get into. Again, if you've seen this movie, you probably remember. um but so she goes back to her room, and her reading chair in her bedroom is orange. And plus, she has a huge orange mural of the beach on her wall behind her desk. This is the first time we get to see her room in Harvard. And Vivian comes into her room, the Selma Blair, the one who used to be mean to her, and is nice to her for the first time. And they kind of laugh about the guy, Warren. And just a couple of the weird things he does. And oh no, I think they're laughing at the professor too. Um, but so even though they're confined by this job and this dick of a boyfriend and this kind of dick of a professor, they're growing together as friends. Um, and there's no, I looked carefully, there's no orange in the very first court scene, and so I'm just going to skip over that. But later in one of the other court scenes, there is orange and pink on Elle's shirt when she realizes that one of the witnesses, this pool guy, is gay, and so he's lying about being in a relationship with Brooke Wyndham, which is part of what they're doing to like bring her down. And so she uses her blondness and her orangeness, the pink and orange, who she is and who she's growing into, to take down this witness who is actually lying on the stand about being straight even though he's gay. And so yeah, it's all tying together. But so a little later on, there, again, I'm kind of skipping past some stuff that happens in the plot. But at one point, Elle is deciding that she wants to quit. She wants to quit this internship. She wants to quit law school, go back to LA, and her prof from earlier, the really hard ass prof with orange hair, actually convinces her to stay. They turn out to be that lady turns out to be at the hair salon where the salon getting her hair done while Elle's getting her nails done. But so yeah, orange convinces her to stay. Not the actual color orange, but orange on screen while she's being convinced to stay. Again, lots of reaching. I realize that. But so the only orange in the final court scene is the opposing counsel's hair. And so I'm thinking maybe all of that orange throughout the whole movie allowed Elle to grow into her pink self. Again, grasping at straws. But when she comes into the court scene in that last scene, she's dressed head to toe in pink, including her bag, where her dog is residing, and kind of pops out at one point, which is funny. But yeah, so maybe, yeah, like I said, maybe all that orange leading up to this allowed her to blossom into her fully secure pink self. And then wait, actually, a couple of her friends come into the trial late to like watch her, and one of them is wearing an orange outfit. And so I'm thinking maybe you take with you what matters. You take what matters with you. I phrased that weird in my note. Um, but so they win the case, obviously, because it's a movie. Again, spoilers. I know that's a retroactive spoiler, but spoiler. Sorry, I slapped my knee. Um, but so that prof with orange hair, the one who was really hard ass but then convinced her to stay, she's the one who introduces her at graduation. And plus, I noticed that there's orange on their robes, which I thought the Harvard color was crimson, but I paused it and I was looking really closely at it, and it looks like a burnt orange. And so yeah, they've grown, but the orange is confined to this like stripe. And I feel like as I've kind of gone through it, I don't always stick to like, oh, being confined and growing at the same time. Sometimes I'm just like, oh yeah, orange is growth. Other times, like, oh yeah, orange is confinement. Sometimes it's both at the same time. But so anyway, they graduate, they make it, and there's the little kind of 80s inspired thing of like, oh, this person's doing this and this person's doing this, and these two proposed and they're married, blah, blah, blah. But so that's the end of the movie, and this is approaching the end of the video. That is everything I have. Again, as I said earlier, and as you can probably tell watching my video, I really firmly believe that there's nothing actually going on. But I also believe that if the color orange does symbolize anything in the movie, it is most likely confined growth. But so this was a fun video to make. It basically required paying attention to a movie that I enjoy and then haphazardly slapping down some musings about it. So anyway, thank you guys all very much for watching. Have a great night or day, depending on what time I upload this. It's like 10:45 at this point. I'm probably not going to get around to posting this until tomorrow morning. But have a good day/night. Have a nice life, I guess. Thank you for watching this. Bye.